How is we going, retro people? My name is Brad, this is Retro Style Spotlight, and this is your news, notes, history, and retro games to play for the week of November 29th, 2016. Last week's tutorial was all about retro achievements and how they work within RetroArch. It's really awesome applying modern technology and design like this to games that are 20 plus years old. The technology back then was sophisticated for the time, but recent years have demanded more from the gaming industry, and it being retroactively applied is pretty awesome. Check it out in the link below. In ROM hacking and translation news, there are two awesome looking games that have recently received English translations for the TurboGrafx-16 and the NES. First is Flying Trooper SERD for the TurboGrafx-16. This is a companion title to Vixen 357 and is a turn-based strategy RPG. There is tons of text, so all the more reason to appreciate the English translation. The game is similar to Shining Force, however it is very militaristic. Last Armageddon for the NES is a post-apocalyptic RPG, which is sort of rare for consoles during this time. After the world ends, only demons are left. Aliens decide to colonize Earth, and it's up to the remaining demons to defend Earth against the oncoming threat. While the first game has a great translation, the second one, not so much. So while Last Armageddon is certainly playable, prepare to heal your poisoned characters with a magic spell called Turkey. So take both with grains of salt and enjoy what they offer. If you've watched the show before, then you're no stranger to long-lost games making their way out to the public after a long, arduous road. Well, sometimes games should probably stay there. Now granted, this is an early trade show demo of the Thea Realm Fighters for the Atari Jaguar, so there's a possibility it would have been cleaned up more than this. There's also the fact that Jaguar emulation isn't the greatest, which makes the footage more than suspect about its quality. Unlike other games that, even though usually early on in development, look like they have a ton of potential, I honestly can't see it here. However, even bad games deserve preservation, and this wouldn't be any exception. The fighting game looks generic and janky, though I can let some of that slide due to it being an early build. It's also obvious that everyone wanted to emulate the Mortal Kombat style of fighter, but it didn't always pay off, and ultimately, this is part of the reason why Atari failed in the console space in the later years. Have you ever played Roller Coaster Tycoon through the years? If the answer was yes, then boy have I got a game for you. I'm gonna make this one short and sweet. Planet Coaster is fantastic. The developer behind it is no stranger to the genre either. Starting work on Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 expansions and all of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, Planet Coaster is a severe love letter to that genre and gets it right, unlike the new Roller Coaster Tycoon World, which falls completely flat. You build a theme park how you like, with almost every aspect left up to the player. The game has a solid foundation that breaks away from the Roller Coaster Tycoon property like no other park sim has previously. If you are into good old sims or tycoon games, then check it out on Steam right now. Like I said, short and sweet. Now it's time for Retro Remix Song of the Week, and this week is all about Wild Arms. This game series already has fantastic music, but the first track of the Wild Arms album, Armed and Dangerous, really highlights this. Remixed by Level 99 and called Succumb to the Wilderness, it is based on the game song To the End of the Wilderness. This rendition is extremely well put together and sets up a great album. Check out this song and the album at the links below. This month in 1999, Donkey Kong 64 was released for the N64 in North America. Donkey Kong 64 is an adventure platform video game developed by Rare and published by Nintendo. It is the fourth installment of the Donkey Kong Country series and serves as a follow-up to the trilogy that was released on the SNES. It was originally planned to be titled Donkey Kong Country 64. The story follows Donkey Kong and his four friends as they attempt to save their home island from series antagonist King K. Rool. The game is presented in 3D and retains platforming traits that were featured in its predecessors, including minecarts, barrels, and collecting various items. Players can control all 5 Kongs in 8 individual levels, as well as a greater world map, a multiplayer mode, and several minigames. Donkey Kong 64 is one of only 3 Nintendo 64 games to require the expansion pack, along with The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask and Perfect Dark. This upgrade provides the game with 4 more megabytes of RAM to fix a game-breaking bug. The game was well received by critics upon release and went on to become a player's choice title. For over 8 years, Donkey Kong 64 was not made available on Nintendo's Virtual Console service, despite the fact that Nintendo retained full rights to the game as their intellectual property. The game was finally made available to download on the Wii U's Virtual Console on April 2nd, 2015 in Europe and April 10th, 2015 in the United States. The potential reason why it took so long was because of the various tricks and methods that were used to make the game playable on the Nintendo 64 in the first place, and as such, made it very difficult to emulate. If you are a patron that pledged to be a part of our Patreon campaign and are watching this early, then thank you very much. For those of you who pledged at the producer level role, your names are now on screen. If you are interested in seeing your name as a part of Retro Style Spotlight, the tutorials, and have it be inside of the Launchbox app, then head on over to our Patreon link in the description below. At just $2 a month, you can see content like RSS early, and at the higher tiers, you start to unlock things like exclusive Discord server access, producer credits, and a personal hangout with the Launchbox team. Any dollar amount anyone pledges to our campaign is helping us create a better product on every front. So that was Retro Style Spotlight for the week of November 29th, 2016. All of the relevant links to everything you heard in this edition of RSS will be in the description below. Remember, you can sign up for a Launchbox Forum account, and if Launchbox has given you a beautiful library of games, then why not purchase a premium license of Launchbox for $20 to access Big Box, which is a controller and couch-oriented version of Launchbox. The Launchbox Games database is available for any user to contribute to as well. Jason, Kirsten, and I, along with the rest of the team, have a lot planned for our community, so if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, we're doing a tutorial video every Friday, live developer sessions, Launchbox news, Q&As, and a ton more content in the future. Let us know what you think of RSS and any feedback you may have on it. My name is Brad, the link to my channel is below, and remember, freaks and geeks, to play more games, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day!